Apparently they don't want to build the thing. This is one of the tricks to the game right here, is that you can pause, and it makes it, it's not really a trick, it's just something I do. I pause the game and then make all the sales, because usually 3 or 4 traders will come out at the exact same time, and when they do that, they leave so quickly that unless you pause it or play it at like half a speed, I really wish they had higher than 3 times. I would go like up to 5 probably. It's just because the game, you know, it's like as much as I enjoy watching them walk, it's not, it gets old after a while. But either way, so all the traders usually come at once, and what you can do, and like what I do most of the time, is like I'll look at what they're selling, obviously, and let's see, like if he's selling, what is it, tallow at like $1 or 1 gold, then I'll see what the other ones are buying. No, soap. So soap and basically soap and honey is what the soap and honey is. Is anybody selling soap or honey? No soap or honey. So what about the other way around? Another tallow. Everybody's selling tallow and stuff I don't need. So on equal is always best to sell. I have tons of clay on this biome though. There you go. There's smoked meat. So if anybody's buying smoked meat, I mean, this is what I like about the actual trader post, and I hope they don't change it, but you can basically sell or buy from one trader, and then you can make a cut up of the profit for yourself, if that makes sense. So in other words, like say they're selling flour for $2, 2 gold, and then trader 1 is buying flour for 3 gold, then you're making 1 gold per, see, he's buying it for 2, which would be no good, because you're just exchange for exchange. But this is the idea though. So basically you would take it, right, and you would go, I'm gonna buy, I'd buy 50, right, and then buy it to stock, and then that would cost however much, and then I would go to trader 1 and I would sell it to him, the 50 that were in stock. Well, actually it doesn't go in stock until you do that. And then you sell it to him, and then, I mean, basically I just made the equal amount of money that I purchased. But if he was buying it for 3, I would make 1 gold on the dollar. So that's a good thing to do. And if you don't pause while you're doing this, then you could see, like, I mean, they only stay for a couple of days, like 24 days, and then it'll just fly by. I mean, that's like basically from here to here, so they'll come and leave. So you have to make sure you do all your purchasing and your selling within that time, and sometimes it takes a lot of perusing. Okay, here's a good example of it right there. Even though it's God. It's obviously, it's only a gold, but we'll do it right here. So I'll buy, how much does he have? He's only got 150 gold, so I gotta buy something else from him. I don't need cheese. I don't need cows, I'll buy some shoes. Some shoes. Alright, there we go. Just gave him, so he's $600. So 600 gold. And then I'll buy 600 worth of this from, doesn't even do it. Put it in stock, right? And then I'll sell it back to him for a gold on the dollar. So 171. Now I'm gonna get all his money. And I'll still have some left over. There we go. So yeah, that's an easy way to make money right there, if you need it. Otherwise, you don't really need it once you get gold. Um, once you have gold mines and once you have a armory, not an armory, a forge, a smeltery, smelty, yeah, smeller. The game is in like pre-alpha stage right now, so the frame rate drops that you're seeing and stuff like that, or like the pauses, are all like that. It's just because it's in alpha. It's not optimized yet, which is totally understandable, and it will be in the future. So I'm not really worried about that. But this does give you a good idea of the game type of gameplay. Most people, they stress out about the farming, and the farming is not that difficult, but they kind of flip out about it. And here, the overall idea of farming is that, first of all, clovers will help like repress weeds or suppress weeds, and they increase your fertility, and your fertility will ultimately help with your yield, right? And these are kind of insurmountable things. It's not a big deal because you can also get bonuses if you adjust via your sand and clay, depending on the actual. See how I have 10% bonus right there? That's because I have enough clay and enough sand in there. It's not something that you constantly have to manage. If you keep it there, and as long as you have sand or clay, then it should give you that the benefit right there, the 10% bonus like I have. Now the big things that you need to remember is that you want the fertility in order to grow the crop a lot better than it would by itself with weeds and, yeah, I'll take you guys. Weeds, and you can get the farmers to work for the weeds. The farmers will get the weeds out of there, thus improving the overall fertility and overall how well the end amount of the crop grows. So because if there's too many weeds, it doesn't yield as much. Whereas if you have the bonus plus the fertility and the weeds removed from there, it increases the amount of yield. But also, I think other things like weather comes into play. You can't find that information anywhere because it's just not in the game yet. I mean, there's little hints and stuff like that, but it's kind of like, for instance, I would have a higher yield if I had this fertility as high as it could be, which it isn't right now. So as you can see, its impact is at minus 1,300. I'd be getting 1,300 more food if I had the fertility on this crop a lot greater. And I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. And it's currently at 0, and you can kind of tell because the way it looks. But you can take the shit farm or the compost yard, and once it fills up with decomposition, then you can fill it up, or you can make it fertile, the land fertile, and it'll produce more yield. And that's pretty much it. The thing is that most people have a problem with is that they don't realize underneath the certain plants and what they're growing, whether it be rye or whether it be leek or cabbage or something like that, is they need to pay attention to the tolerance of them. Like if you see right there, you have heat tolerance and frost tolerance. And this scale from right to left means, it's from winter, or left to right, whatever, is from spring to winter. And some of them don't do good. No matter what, you can't harvest in winter. But it will cool off during the spring, or during the fall, of course. So fall is cold, and therefore carrots have a high frost tolerance. And most of your frost is going to be most of your frost actually is going to be either at close to winter, or it's going to be close to in the fall. And as compared to the turnip, it has frost tolerance. So it's a win-win if you have anything with frost tolerance towards the end or at the beginning. And usually I put the turnips at the front rather than at the end, because I notice at the end during the fall, because of the rain and all that, what they end up doing is they end up going bad because they go through the winter to that. So it's like twice as much, and I lose more turnips. Whereas carrots, I end up yielding more carrots. Anyway, that's all it is. So you just have to pay attention to the tolerance of them, and try not to have two of the same back to back. So like carrot, carrot. You don't want to do that. You're going to lose it. Try not to have them next to each other in the same season. So if you think of these as seasons, like season 1, season 2, season 3, that's 3 years, right? So if I have wheat right here, I don't want to have wheat on the third for this, and the third in the same season, because of disease. Disease will jump the fences, they'll jump the walls, things like that. And that's pretty much it. And that's how I was able to maintain like a lot of food and expand. I don't even have any of these farms, what is it called? I haven't expanded the crop fields. These are all deliberately within the bounds of the crop field. So if you expand it, you can, you know, grow it out even more if you have a successful, fertile land. I just didn't want to do that for my design or whatever, because I like a more kind of organic way of building. I don't really like the kind of Dutch way of just making, you know, lines and streets. I like curves and I like things like that. And if you look at some of the build, like things the way that people build, they don't really have a lot of variety. They'll have like all right here, they'll have like 20 rat catchers, and then like on this side they'll have all their markets, and it's like they're looking for more like efficiency, where I'm looking like more of a natural looking settlement with efficiency on top of it. But if you're looking to be pedantic like that, then something like that may work better for you. And then once I have that stable, this again is year 2. I keep getting messaged. Sorry. And I'm missing the mail. So yeah, like once you get it down like this to where you're basically getting gold, and you have nothing to worry about as far as money is concerned. Because if you see my trader, he has 30 grand, and then outside in the vault I have 20 grand right here, wherever it is. There it is. In the vault I have, it's not even full. That'll hold 25,000. And that's without really doing anything. That's just that with being stable. The more you expand, the more food the people are going to require in order to survive. And in order to survive, they need to have, what the hell happened here? Accident at the old Barker's place. Oh, he's been picked up. They need to survive, and in return, what's going to happen is it has like a rippling effect, a domino effect. So like it's just a snowball that grows bigger and bigger as it rolls down the hill. So in other words, the more population you have, that's why I like keeping it low. If you want it high, that's up to you. But that just means you're going to have to expand more. You're going to have to double everything. And with doubling everything means you're going to have not only the population to work and not get sick, but you're going to have the barns. You're going to have the people who are working in the barns, and everything's going to be doubled up. So not only you're going to need more cows, you're also going to need, this is sounding way more complicated than it is, you're going to need more food stores for the cows. So in other words, for food stores, you're going to need more, like leek. You're going to need more, what else do they feed off of? Buckwheat, like things like that. You're going to need to have farms that just specialize in feeding the cows, so the cows can in turn be eaten by all the people that are the population. Year 239, so. And then you could deal with the raiders, which is my favorite thing. Like I like dealing with the raiders. So right here, like I started off right here with just this, and I used to have a tower that was right here. And if you see the tower, like this tower by default only does like maybe 2 or 1 or 3 or something. It does 0 right there, right? But the higher up you go, the more damage it does. So look at that, like it does 13, 14, 13, 8. In other words, if they come by here, the raiders try to go, because they're attracted to doors and walls. So the moment that they come down here, I kind of try to flood them in through this angle right here and down this middle where all the villagers are going. And they just get annihilated right here at the door. Like I don't even have to worry about them. Then I have another one right here that just overlooks right here at 18 damage if they go across. I got this one that's base level, so it's like 2, 3. But most of my attacks, I got 2 more right here. They basically just attack the gates, so you protect the gate range. So as long as they're overlapping, you're pretty good. Also, just to mess around lately, here we go. I'll fertilize that one. Where was that at? Right here. Add compost to it. just to mess around. This is where they come in. They come up the street. So I just built a bunch of walls around the thing. So on their way to the castle, they get bombarded, and I'm not sure what they're based off of. Like, I'm not sure if they get more difficult or increase in number due to your population, or if they increase in number due to how much money you have, or that as time goes by. Because since I'm almost at year 300, I get around anywhere from like 80 to 100 and something raiders at a time, and sometimes they come with a battering ram. And when that happens, yeah, you can have this gold. It's the easiest thing to sell is gold. When that happens, you can literally just take your soldiers right here from the fort, and then you can put a flag, and then they'll go out to wherever you set them, and they'll take care of whatever's remaining that the towers haven't already killed. Like, you start small, and then it eventually grows, and it's a patience playing game. There's nothing like extremely technical to it that other people make it seem as though there is, and there's not. Like, this is the very first time that I played the game, and this is where it ended up. Like, I didn't fail. It's on hard mode. It's not on easy. It's like everything was pretty simple to understand. It's not complicated. It's not supposed to be overly complicated. It's just there's some quality of life things that they need to work on, but for an alpha, this is outstanding. The raiders always tend to come to, in my game at least, whenever I have 4 traders, 3 or 4 traders. When I notice that coming, there's usually raiders that are about to approach. It's very rare that I do not get a raider attack when all the people come to the market. I don't know if it's intentionally set up that way or if it's just the way that my map is currently, because every map is random. The micromanaging that this game requires is literally, I mean, it basically revolves around wood and resources to sell. Of course, with it, it's a tiered system. So without wood, you don't have firewood. Without firewood, you don't have planks. And without planks, you don't have, I believe it's coal. And you need coal down here in my industrial area. Yeah, without firewood, you need coal in order to make, I believe it's a certain type of arm. Yeah, in order to make ingots or bricks. You don't need it for this. I don't understand why firewood is needed in order to make preserves. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. Apparently they have to burn the apples. I really don't know. I mean, as far as I know, preserves, you're mashing them and you're whatever. Anyway, also another kind of tip for you is that I Don't have a shortage of fucking apples. I lost my train of thought. You have to be wary in your warehouse districts, or your, not your warehouse, but your industrial area. Not only do they mess up the ground, like do they mess up the not the fertility, but the oh, what is it? Let's see. I don't remember what the key is. Shows up when you do this. Oh, it's GIF. That's what it was. So it's like it's either I or F. No, that's water. Because water always helps, right? So like your exposure to water, like how close you are to the water, is going to affect your fertility. There's your fertility. Okay, so or your desirability. Your warehouses are going to create negative desirability. Nobody wants to live near the industrial zone, just like in real life. So that's where you should actually put your prisons. But there is no prison in this game. Yeah, I'm hoping they had that. That'd be awesome. Why am I not getting F? Oh, there it is. Okay, your fertility is F. So if you notice, like, see how my fertility right there is really good, and the fertility here is like piss poor pathetic. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Your one of the good things to do is to, I can't find it at the moment, but let me get rid of this, is find your, is it F2? There it is. I'm hitting F2 and F4 right there, by the way, in case you want to know. Is your beehives, your bee collectors, your, there's one. Apiaries, like they need to, like they don't need to, but they get a lot more benefit if you actually put them on farms. If you see that, see how they have a honey bonus? Like they'll get a honey bonus if you put them like kind of out of the way. Usually, like about there, it's a good spot. Or even the blank spot right here that they don't use. That's usually where mulch would go. But they haven't been putting mulch there really. They've been using it as like a stocking place. Let's see. I know I had more than one. I definitely have more than one. Tab, by the way, is the best button in the game, and it shows you everything that you have. Otherwise, you can get it through here, here, or here. Two villagers were fighting each other and one died. All right. These tabs on the left right here will show you, you know, your villager happiness. Obviously, they're never satisfied with entertainment, and there's not enough entertainment in this game yet. And I really don't think it's worth just putting up tons and tons of theaters to make them all, you know, happy in a short area, because I let them suffer perfectly fine, and they don't abandon their the house and take all your goods with them. I definitely have enough honey and honeycomb to, I know I have. Let's see. So if I click this, and I should be able to go to Apiary. Not an arborist. What do they call them? I don't know what they call them. Foundrymen. I'm looking. Cooper. They make the Fletcher. These things right here, they require education, and you need to have a certain tier of your town center in order before you can even make a school. And once you make a school, then you can get, eventually you'll end up getting someone who will, like a citizen that will come into, well, not a citizen, basically a terrorist that will come in and then become a citizen, and one of them will be educated and they could be a teacher, and then other people will learn, and then you can make them healers and whatnot. Again, that's just a tiered system, which I think should go even higher. I mean, not to get that, but I think that like they should just continue the tiers and epochs to go up and up and up and up. That'd be fantastic to get out of this age and kind of go up. But if you've gone up by 200 years, I should be in. Well, when does this take place? During the 1700s? I should be literally like in the 20th century right now. I would like if they did that, but that may be a little out of scope. I don't know what they're called. The guys who runs the apiaries, and I don't know where I put all of my apiaries. Like I don't, because it does highlight them all if you do keep it selected. I can't think of any other questions that were asked of me. Go ahead and let the game speak for itself. you lose crops to rot right here, see that? I didn't lose any, it just says it, it's a bug. But basically, if if you're losing crops to rotting, that's because you don't have enough farmers coming out to collect, or not collect farmers, but gatherers and or laborers and farmers. So basically, it says I should have 50, but I only go to like 30 maximum, and for what I have. So you can kind of base that or judge how many you need based on how many farms you have. I have quite a bit. I think I have over like 20. So 30 farmers, you know, it's pretty good. That's like 1.5 per, give or take. So if you keep that in mind, then you'll lose less crops to rot. And in the winter, nothing, of course, in the winter is ever going to grow or needs to be farmed. So if you're letting the winter phase, which is right here through this right here, basically you can change all your farmers and make it 0 farmers, and then just make sure that you remember at the beginning of spring to put your farmers back so they're no longer laborers.
Right now, before we go anyplace else, I want you to go with me to a special place that I know. It's a museum, but it isn't an ordinary museum. It's a very abstract museum in which they show sound.
40% is pretty goddamn bad. Also, make sure you save often. Right now I'm playing 7.6 playtest 2, so this is this is like pre-alpha, and it will crash. Sometimes, always make backups of your saves, by the way, and like I do, I make backups of my saves every time they update, or every time I quit playing, I make a backup of it, just because if I go back, or if I need to go back in order to continue to play, because some tests actually ruin your saves. This one I've had a couple of times actually not load my save at all, and I was lucky to get back in here and load it. but they are not reverse compatible. So if you go backwards, you can't reopen your save that I have saved here in this version. If you're to answer that question, if you wanted to, like I can do it right here. I mean, there's no reason to do it, but you can't get rid of the roads once you lay them down. But basically, when you go right here, right, or you hit N for your road, and you want to like make a road, if you go like really far, see how it curves and it's all nice like that. Some people don't like that, so if you hold Shift, it'll actually straighten it. See what I mean? So it'll make like an angle, or we'll just there you go, like go at degrees, 90 degrees. 180 minus 180. It's 45 exactly. By the way, it does that because the camera gets clipped on the mountain that is behind me. It just has to do with the map that was generated for me. That hill that's behind me is gigantic. I can't even flatten it. Everybody's running around like they desperately need to go to the bathroom. Yeah, yeah, fill up that pot right there. Fuck yeah. Fill it up. Touch it. Inside. Yeah, that's a pot. This pot is gorgeous. They're gonna love the hell out of this pot. Guy's obviously looking for trouble. Well, I mean, I'd look for trouble too if I was making crappy clogs all day. For me, right now, the biggest commodity is sand, actually. I have a big problem with sand. When I lose the disease, probably a turnip. Yeah, turnips. It's always turnips to disease. Turnips are like the plague in this game, apparently. Just nothing but turnips going bad. Um, but yeah, sand. This this map has like hardly any sand. It also has very little fish compared to other maps that I've played. I shouldn't say played, that I've generated, started, and realized that nah, I don't want to play on a map like that. That looks like this. Kind of weird. Running a little low on hide. Does that mean that the cows have been making calves? Yeah, that's a pretty low number because I know they only use those to make the leather. Where is it? Right here to make the boots, which they hardly are making. It's hardly any boots. 32 a year. That's piss poor pathetic. And they use them for the hide coats as well. And they only made 18 last year. So where the hell are all my hide going? That doesn't make any damn sense. What's going on here with barn? 10 of 10. How much meat did you generate last year? Well, there's a fucking problem. Cut that right now to 8. Probably fill you up too with another 2 people. So by doing that, by culling the herd, it's basically they'll slaughter 2 and then it'll give me more food. Yeah, butchering meat. So they'll end up doing, yeah, like 1,000 more a year and stuff. But it is the beginning of the year, so give them time. They did 1350 already this year, so these guys are fucking rolling. Actually, I should increase the herd size. Yeah, I'm just gonna maximize the herd size right there. They're doing really good. Probably don't. If I start running short on meat, which I'm not, obviously, 2377. People who are slacking are these guys right here, the smokehouse. For some reason, they're just like phoning it in. I can make him full 10, and it's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna make 100 smoked meat a year. Really? Anyway, to answer that question, basically, you will start receiving new travelers that want slaves that want to come into your town and become a citizen once you have walls up. That's when they come the most. So basically, if you put up houses and you surround your village with, or whatever it may be, with walls, they'll start to flock. It comes naturally. So they'll flock even if you don't have enough houses or space. I forgot about that. I forgot I had one. This was just in case they got inside. Might as well upgrade it. Yeah, so that's how you get new citizens. You know what this game needs is a forester. The game needs a forester who goes out and he plants new trees. Because I can already see, like, say, if I wanted to expand, which I don't, because I'm happy just playing like this. I'm happy just messing around and dealing with the invaders at this point. What the hell's wrong with my mic? Okay. But, like, if I wanted to expand outward anywhere, what would end up happening is I'd run out of trees. Like, if I came out this far, because none of this area grows trees, and it's like you can't plant any trees. What is that? Really? Where are you at? Got a bear just hanging. A bear hanging around, killing my miners. That happens. It happens. You gotta take care of it. See how fast I get over here. But yeah, you would run out of trees. Like, trees is the #1 source outside of food and water. But their obsession, like the population, see, as long as you keep them even or above one, they're not going to leave. But their demand for entertainment is pathetic. Like, they want too much entertainment than the game actually provides at this point. There's not enough stuff. Like, there's not a circus. There's not, well, there is a theater, but there's not like an outdoor theater. There's no different types of entertainment that they could do, like shadow puppets. I guess that'd be in the theater too. What else? Like fireworks show or anything like that. There's also not different traders. I mean, they come from different lands, but there's no kind of exotics. There's spices, but outside of that, there's no other exotics like like chocolate or spice, certain other different spices that. Oh, there we go. Where's it go? One soldier going for it. How is he going? Got something. Oh, he's seeking clothes. Okay, yeah, they're a little too needy. But things like that, like a bazaar or anything that you would get at a bazaar, like dates, things, different types of food. I mean, there definitely should be chickens and turkeys that you could raise, or wild turkeys at least. What else do people raise? You need house pets. You got stuff like that. All those things that provide entertainment and comfort are not in the game yet, which I'm hoping that they include later on. But other than that, what I'm doing right now is my own specific kind of challenge. And if I wanted to, I could make it to where I expand completely throughout the entire map, and then my game would run like shit and probably never load. But then once I did that, basically the game would be over. I wouldn't. It's like once you sustain some sort of stability within the game, it's up to you what you want to do. And I have stability right now, and I have an income. I have things that I can sell. I don't have to worry about people leaving. The only thing I really worry about is the raiders, and that's it. They're definitely going to expand on this in the future. Oh, there he is. Wait, there he is. Get over here. No. Get him! Get that bear! Oh, and he's down for the count. What does he want? A carcass. thing is, there's no real benefit of them having upgraded houses other than cosmetic. You know what I mean? Like it will, like where's the hovel? Where are you at? You got 4, right? And then it will add so you can have 6. That's about it. Like you can have more population, but it really doesn't matter because they don't benefit. They don't work harder. They don't do anything like that. Like as they would here. Like they're not working any harder than these guys. The problem is that they're needy assholes. They all want, you know, the highest desirability in order to get this right here. But if you look at what is just needed just for this section of, what is that, 9, 10 houses? That's 9. This one's not even upgraded yet. Because, again, it wants even more improved. When you have the town center right next to you, they have a theater. They have all of these cosmetics. Where is it at? They got a statue, they got the garden, they got all these gardens right here. They got a rat catcher. They got more gardens right here. And it's still, like, whether they like it or not, like in order to get that, you would have to do, basically copy this right here and paste it 4 times. You know, so you would have like theater, theater, theater. And what the hell's the point of that? You need more variety, you know? But it seems as though, like, you have a house like this, a manor, has enough, like, you know, obviously they got what they wanted, even though they're not surrounded. I mean, they're kind of a distance from another theater. It's very peculiar. Like, and the market does it too, I believe. Let me look. Yeah, the market increases it. I mean, so do pubs. I forgot about that. A pub is over here as well. So great. They got an altar. They got all kinds of shit over there. They got a market, that, and this house is still not satisfied. It's like you live next door to everything. Even I don't live that well, and you're refusing to upgrade. There's a lot of things that I think everything should be upgradable, but as of now, there's only a few things that are upgradable. Where is the pub? I mean, that's where why people get drunk and start beating up other people. There we go. There's the pub. Nice little English-looking pub. See, look at that. Anyway, they get drunk and they beat up each other. So my map is pretty much or my village, my ville, le ville, is self-sustaining, and I don't really need to make any changes. If I do, it's very slow, and that's kind of like the pace I like it at the moment. Even though I like them moving fast and quick, for the years to go by, because I just want to see what happens. But I like the amount that I have. I like a population of around 400 or so. More than that, it's fine. It's just you got to double this and, you know, put it someplace else, which isn't a big deal. But you just need a sustaining, and I don't feel that there's enough content yet to justify doing that. That's also a strange thing. Like, some buildings light up, others don't. Like that. See how lit up this is? They should all be that lit up, I think. You should be able to make street lights or gas lamps or something. What I was saying earlier is, like, if you take, see, I'm on the fastest mode right now, but if you take all your farmers and you get rid of them, they become laborers, right? Then whatever you have, like, laboring over, like, say for instance, because I want to flatten this land, because I want to try and make it a little bit higher so I can build a tower that's overlooking the road. I have enough laborers now to where they should come over. Start working on the land in the winter. But come the, once it ends, which is going to be right now because I'm on super fast mode, they're going to go back into farming, which I need to put them back. But you get the idea. Like basically, there you go. Put them back there. So it has like 5 or 50. And then they'll go back to tending the farms. But you can do that in the winter, and that'll help you out with what you need to do. Yeah, beans are the worst. They're the absolute worst. Like, you grow them in the summer, you grow them in the, I mean, it doesn't matter. You grow them with top yield, summer, winter, fall, spring. It doesn't matter. When you grow these stupid beans, you'll lose them. They suck. Beans suck. And I don't recommend getting them at all. They're just terrible. Even though they show that they have good heat tolerance, they still are lost. I don't think I've ever successfully grown beans. Like, it has to be just the perfect environment, and even then it's like, how long is it even worth it? Like, who cares? Just put some carrots on there or something. Some wheat so they can make some beer and fight each other and forget that they're hungry. I know that they're attacking. Got a pathetic army. They didn't even make it past my silly little towers right here. Huh. Soldiers are late to the party.